The formation of Canada.
We are here to show you about the formation of Canada. There are two types of igneous rocks, intrusive and extrusive.
This is an obsidian rock. It did not have enough time to form because it was moved away from the heat source. Therefore, it turned out looking like this.
Now, this rock is very different. This is an intrusive rock. That means that it had a lot more time to be formed. It stayed near the core and heat source.
It all starts out when steaming hot magma flows quickly from the Earth's core, then leading to the surface.
When magma flows away from the heat source, it cools and forms a rock. The Canadian Shield keeps rising and building up.
The rock that is formed is called an igneous rock, or rather the Canadian Shield. You will often see lines in it from layering called strata.
At the bottom of the mountain, on the lowland parts, shallow seas cover the ground.
It does this process again and again, then building up to be very large.
In the beginning, mountains were formed from how big the Canadian Shield got.
After the shield was broken down into smaller pieces, those pieces are now called sediments, a whole new type of rock. This was caused by weathering and erosion. This is the outcome of weathering and erosion, a sediment.
After the sediments were made, they fell into the sea and stayed there. They fell on top of each other, creating new layers of rocks, forming again.
This is the outcome. After the sediments fell into the sea, they were pressed together, creating this. It sort of looks like blankets on top of each other. The Canadian Shield is always rising and recreating rocks. It goes over this process again and again. That is how we get our rocks.
Appalachian Mountains.
The earth started to fold and crease when sediment rocks got too large and heavy.
Appalachian Mountains were then created from the fold when they became very large.
Next up is the Rocky Mountains. You hear about them all the time, but do you really know anything about them?
They were made when two plates collided together, then creating tall ripples now called the Rocky Mountains.
Rocky Mountains are the tallest mountains in Canada because they have not yet gone through the process of weathering. The Ice Age.
The climate started to change, getting much colder in Canada. Snow fell, creating the high layers which turned into glaciers.
The glaciers started to move, scraping the ground under them. When the glaciers finally melted, the sediments scraped up were left behind.